Public notice records filed in Maryland Superior Court. 2024 August 9/1446. Moorish American Consular Court. Maryland Territory, Court. Clerk. Empire State of Morocco, United States for America, Moorish National Republic Federal Government, Societas Republici al Moricanos, Moorish Divine and National Movement of the Earth. Northwest Maxime, Northwest Africa, North America, the North Gate, all adjoining islands, Temple of the Moon and Sun, the true and de jure natural peoples, heirs of the land, Islam. Empire State of Morocco. Universal Sovereigne Original Indigenous Judicial Proclamatione. BYRON Calvin RODGERS. Record number 2024 September 11 958907105270217960458 Treasury Ogden, Utah. All res and stand and remain standing into perpetuity. This is a sovereignty livingency and Article 3 Moorish American al Moroccan Court acctione. I am sovereignty living justice BYRON Calvin RODGERS in capitis diminutio nolo, in red ink, in propria persona sui juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredes. My free chosen national appellation is BYRON Zahar Bey in capitis diminutio nolo, in red ink, in propria persona sui juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredes. I and all Moors are the original indigenous sovereignians and al Moroccan Moorish American ascendants of the great Pharaohs of Kemet and of the and Moabites and Canaanites. Our full faith and trust, our allegiance, our credit and our energy are hereby vested in ourselves, for we are the people who are the original indigenous natural divinancy and empire state of Morocco and the de jure Moorish National Republic Federal Government. We are one God. We hereby exercise all sovereignty rights at this time and at all points in time nunc pro tunc. Indigenous. Upon my heirship, inherited nobility, and upon my private original proper sovereignty status and commercial presence, I, BYRON Calvin RODGERS, being duly affirmed and aligned with consanguine unity, affirm my national, political, and spiritual allegiance to my Moabite Moorish nation, being the archaic originals indigenes of Maxime the Americas. Standing squarely affirmed upon my affirmation to the 5 points of light, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, do squarely affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and having knowledge and firmly established knowing upon the historical, lawful, and adjudicated facts content herein. Being competent in propria persona sui juris to attest to this affidavit upon which I place my sovereignty autograph. Whereas, I state, proclaim, and declare the following to be true, correct, certain, complete, not misleading, supreme, and not intended to be presented for any misrepresented, colored or improper use or purpose, to wit, that I, BYRON Calvin RODGERS, am a noble of the and al Moroccan Empire North America in capitis diminutio nolo in red ink in propria persona in proprio solo and in proprio heredes. Being Moorish American and heir and ascendant of the and Moabites Moors, by birthright, by freehold, by primogeniture and by inheritance. Being original and indigenous to the land America's earth Gaia Midgardi Territorium Hereditamentos of Mayans and Moabite Moorish foremothers and forefathers, to wit, Maxime. The al Moroccan American continents are the lands of the Moors, being North America, South America, Central America, including the adjoining islands of Americana. Al Morocco. I acknowledge, I claim and I possess, by the said inheritance and primogeniture, the freehold status thereto all unalienable and substantive rights to be, to enjoy, and to acctione. Distinct in my original traditions, customs and culture, and determining my own political, social, and economic status of the Empire State of Morocco. My heart, my allegiance, my energy, my loyalty, my full faith, my credit and my mind are with my and mothers and fathers Moors with cognate honor and by divine and natural right. Being Moorish Americans, the direct heirs and ascendants of the and Moabites. We have and possess the divine and internationally recognized rights to our hereditaments and resources and proclaim the right to determine our own social, economic and political life and status of the and Empire State of Morocco, and in harmony with international law and with such rights of claim being absent of foreign unlawful threats, corsione, or acquiescence to a color of law, a color of office, nor to subject myself to any occupying foreign persons to any imposed frauds. United States Corporation Company nom de guerre or color of authority. Al Moroccan Moors, Moorish Americans, Moors have, proclaim and possess the unalienable rights, substantive rights, and birthright inheritance to our NC and pedigree traditions and customs, and the right of claim to our Moroccan attributes, appellations, and nationality, substantiated by and supported by nature's laws, by divine law, by primogeniture, and by the recognized laws of the nations of the earth international. Being the true, ancient, original indigenes and heirs of the land Maxima America, the North Gate. Being the geographical heartland Maghreb al-Aqsa of the ancient Moroccan Empire State. Moors are de jure and rightful freeholders by birthright, by inheritance and by primogeniture status and have by those inherited rights, assc andable names. Not as to all comers, that we the heirs of the land possess the secured rights to travel upon the land of our and foremothers and forefathers, upon the public roadways, upon the byways and upon the highways of our continental United States, which is the organic land and absent of the genocidal, fraud-based extortion tributes, and human trafficking pretended by foreign-colored inquisitionists, or by the United States Corporation Company excess taxationy constructs, hypothecated by the racketeering, anti-constitutional, foreign United States Corporation Company states legislators, constructed under color and style to abridge and to steal substantive rights belonging to the natural peoples. These substantive rights are supported by and affirmed by royal law, Moorish law, Muslim law and Muslim law. The law of the great peace, the laws of nature, divine law, nature's God, the laws of nations, the free Moorish Great Seal Zodiac Constitution, stare decisis, residential judicata. And bindingly affirmed by Articles 3, 4 and 6 of the American Constitution Covenant of 1774, 1781, 1789, 1791 AD and Treaty 1201 M. C. As lawfully adopted for the United States Republic establishing her Republican form of government. The said American Constitution established the people's supreme law of the land standing upon the principles of moral government to secure the rights of the people, and to keep limited government operatives bound and in check by official oath, and by official bond. Let it be known that down from the ancient ones, we the primogenitors came the allodial isonomy principles which established the supreme law of the land. Egypt, Hycupta is the capital empire of the Dominione of Africa. Morocco is the empire state for the said Dominione at earth. The inhabitants of Africa are the ascendants of the ancient Canaanites from the land of Canaan. The Moabites, from the land of Moab, who received permission from the Pharaohs of Egypt, their foremothers and forefathers, to settle and inhabit northwest Africa. They were the founders and are the true possessors of the Moroccan Empire. This includes Algiers, Tunis, Tripoli, Mauritania, and the Americas, with their Canaanite, Moabite, Hittite and Amorite brethren who sojourned from the land of Canaan seeking new dominions. Our dominione and inhabitatione extends beyond northeast and southwest Africa, across the great Atlantis, even unto the present North America, South America and Central America and also Mexico and the Atlantis Islands Americana before the great earthquake which caused the great Atlantic Ocean. The Great Seal Pyramid is the national emblem and insignia of the Moorish nation empire of North America, geographical location. The Great Pyramid equilateral is also the archaic symbol for civilization on the planet Earth. The honorable Moors acknowledgement of our Great Seal indicates those heirs who own up to, who support, and who proclaim our free national government. Moors who are active and not passive in the social, civilization, culture and custom matters involving law, order and governmental principles are hereby entreated to support this affirmation. Moors al-Moroccans who strive toward this ancient beginning, with honor are entrusted by noble Drew Ali and all ancients to help in the great humanitarian work of uplifting ourselves, our fellow man, and humanity at large. We, the conscious heirs are cognizant of the civilization works, instructions, and progressive acts necessary to teach, to preserve and to defend the nationality and birthrights of all Moorish Americans, al-Moroccans, Moors. The noble Moors, al-Moroccan heirs are the natural sovereigns of the ancient al-Moroccan Empire North America. The North Gate and are by civic and social duty free to recognize and to support our Great Seal sovereignty de jure Moorish National Republic Federal Government and consanguine nation of the natural people. In our relations with others, we command the enforcement of our al-Moroccan Constitution. Thus, such organized communications and orders are referred to as the Empire State of Morocco. Contained within our great state is the Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs. The Free Moorish Nation inclusive of all the original indigene tribes and provinces of the natural people, etc., are the rightful bearers of the attributes, appellations and noble titles. Ali, El, Bey, Dey, and Al the free Al-Moroccan Moors, by freehold inheritance, retain all substantive rights and immunities, enjoy the exercising of all substantive rights, and operate upon consummated right law. Isonomy principles having pre-existing vested constitution and treaty secured rights and immunities from foreign United States corporation company taxatione, and from foreign criminal and civil jurisdiction by, and of, the Colonial Union States Rights Republic USA, private corporation and United States corporation company persons pursuant to, but not limited to, divine right, the United States Republic Supreme Court, international law, and the acts of each state to wit. Every sovereign state for and by the people is bounded to respect the independence of every other sovereign state for and by the people, and the courts of one country, people, will not sit in judgment on the acts of the government of another, done within the same or her own territory. The past Union States municipal codes and civil laws and codes previously appearing to be imposed upon the land were a private code. Incorporated unit of self-government established by the political powers of the General Assembly of each state of the Union. Limited and bound by Article 4, and initiated at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, North America, in the year 1854, 1854. It governs only the black people, Christians and Jews, of the fraudulent 1863, 1863, Union States Republic, under the Magna Carta, the Great Charter, the Knights of Columbus Code, and the Ku Klux Klan Oath. Forever, the said Union States Rights Republic denies citizenship in the United States, USA, to the heir descendants of the Moorish nation in the Western Hemisphere, who have been erroneously referred to, branded as and mislabeled as, Negroes, Blacks, Coloreds, and African Americans, Latinos, etc. In addition, the Supreme Court of the United States in the landmark case of Dred Scott v. Sanford. 60 Us, 19 Howard, 393, 1857, held that Negroes whether held to slavery or free were not included and were not intended to be included in the category of citizen, subjects, of the Union State Republic. Resultantly, the true indigene nobles of the Al-Moroccan Empire, free Moors, bearers of the attributes appellations, noble titles, Ali, El, Bey, Dey and Al, are excluded from the Union States Republic, USA, jurisdiction. The true nobles of the Al-Moroccan Empire are sovereignly, private, and self-governed by right law principles and customs and only obligated to the free Moorish Zodiac Constitution. Circle 7 archaically established by RNZ and foremothers and forefathers. Such extended allegiance and obligation includes the Great Seal and the high principles and moral standards embodied in the Moorish national flag standards of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. The true Al-Moroccan noble indigenes of the land maintain a constitutional and lawful, not obligatory tax status and positione, relative to all foreign entity taxatione. Indigenes not taxed, and maintain a non-obligatory respect for the Union States Rights Republic, USA, its members, its laws, its ordinances, its codes, its customs and its traditions. Pursuant to the Free Moorish American Zodiac Constitution, Articles 4 and 6, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the United States and Morocco 1787, 1786. 1787, superseded by the Treaty of 1836, 1836, Resolution 75, Journals of the House of Representatives, adopted for the United States, April 17. 1933 AD Moorish American Nation of Philadelphia and the use of their appellations. Reaffirmations have been made via the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of the Child General Assembly Resolution 1386, 14, 14 UN Gear Sup. No, 16, at 19, United Nations Document of 4354, 1959, the United Nations Universal Declarations on Human Rights Article 15, General Assembly Resolution 217A, 3, OV 10. December 1948 AD, Executive Order 13107 United States Republic, North America. The implementation of human rights treaties, the National Constitution for the Continental United States. Article 3, Section 2, Amendment v. Liberty Clause. Amendment 9 Reservation of the Rights of the People, the United States Department of Justice Moorish Credentials, Free Moorish Zodiac Constitution, Truth AI Classified. The United States Copyright Certificate Number A222141 Clock of Destiny. The Moorish National ID and Identification Card, Moorish Science Temple and Moorish Holy Temple OV Science Identification Cards, etc. Furthermore, I affirm and assert my full birthright sovereignty and substantive rights and my right OV claim to all hereditaments being a sundry free Moroccan Moor and a natural being. Distinguished from all and any spurious constructs, created by the foreigners, or by their agencies, pursuant to Moabite Moorish pedigree, the Free Moorish Zodiac Constitution. The Great Seal OV the Moorish Nation, of Antiquio, the Treaty OV Peace and Friendship 1786, 1787, 1836, the Sundry Free Moors Act OV 1790, the 1781 Organic United States Constitution. The Moorish Federal Financiers Act, Union States Army, 1861 and 1863, the 1854 Roman Catholic Magna Carta, the Knights OV Columbus Code, the Ku Klux Klan Oath, the United Nations Charter. Article 55, c. The Rights OV Indigenous People Part I, Articles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Part 2, Article 6, the United States Supreme Court Acts OV State. The Foreign Sovereignty Immunities Act 28 U.S.C. 1601, et sequa, the Convention on International Road Traffic Day 19, September 1949, the World Court Decision, The Hague, Netherlands Day 21. January 1958 A.D equals 1378 MC in reference to the rights of the natural peoples and of their substantive rights, etc., the following are pertinent and established Supreme Court decisions. Stare decisis and residential judicata to wit. The right to travel plus the right to mode of conveyance, the right to locomotion are all absolute rights and the police cannot make void the exercise of rights. State v. Armstead, 60 S 778, 779, and 781. The use of the highways for the purpose of travel, transportation and teleportation is not a mere privilege, but a common and fundamental right of which the public and natural beings cannot be deprived. Chicago Motor Coach v. Chicago 337 Illinois 200, 169 NE 22, ALR, Liger v. Chicago 139 Ill. 46, 28 E 934, Boone v. Clark 214 SW 607, 25 Amjur, 1st, Highways, SEC 163. The right to park or travel is part of the liberty of which the natural being. Citizen cannot be deprived without due process of law under the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution. Kent v. Dulles 357 US 116, 125. The right of a citizen to travel upon the public highways and to transport one's property thereon, either by carriage or automobile, is not a mere privilege which a city may prohibit or permit at will but a common right which he or she has under the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thompson v. Smith 154 SE 579. State police power extends only to immediate threats to public safety, health, welfare, etc. Michigan v. Duke 266 US, 476 led. At 449, wick driving and speeding are not. California v. Farley said. RPT 89, 20 CA3 RD 1032, 1971. The state is prohibited from violating substantive rights. Owens v. City, 445 US 662, 1980, and it cannot do by one power, e.g. police power, that which is, for example, prohibited expressly to any other such power, taxation, eminent domain, as a matter of law. U.S. and UTV Daniels, 22 p. 159, nor indirectly that which is prohibited to it directly. Fairbanks v. U.S. 181, U.S. 283, 294, 300. Traveling by an automobile on the public roads was not a threat to the public safety or health and constituted no hazard to the public. And such a traveler owed no other duty to the public, e.g. the state, he she and his her auto, having equal right to and on the roadways highways as horses and wagons, etc. This same right is still substantive rule, in that speeding, running stop signs, traveling without license plates, or registration are not threats to the public safety, and thus are not arrestable offenses. Christie v. Elliott, 216 I 131, 74 He 1035, IRANS 1905-1910, California v. Farley 98 said RPT 89, 20 CA3D 1032, 1971. under the United States Republic constitutional system of government and upon the individuality and intelligence of the sovereignty. The state does not claim to control one's conduct to others, leaving one the sole judge as to all that affects oneself. Mugler v. Kansas 1213 623, 659, 660. Where rights secured by the Constitution are involved, there can be no rule-making or legislation, which would abrogate them. Miranda v. Arizona 384 US 436, 125. The claim and exercise of constitutional rights cannot be converted into a crime. Miller v. Kansas 230 F. 2nd 486, 489. For a crime to exist, there must be an injured part, corpus delicti. There can be no sanction or penalty imposed on one because of this constitutional right. Scherer v. Cullen 481 F. 945. If any tribunal, court, finds absence of proof of jurisdiction over a being and subject matter, the case must be dismissed. Louisville v. Motley 2111 US 149, 29s. CT 42. The accuser bears the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Lack of federal jurisdiction cannot be waived or overcome by agreement of parties. Griffin v. Matthews, 310 F. Super 341, 342, 1969 and want of jurisdiction may not be cured by consent of parties. Industrial Edition Association v. CIR, 323 US 310, 313. Whereas, in light of the foregoing jurisprudence stare decisis and residential judicata affirmed and declared by the Supreme Court decisions, by facts, and by law, and counter to the negative and colorable social and political conditions instituted by corporate state persons of the Union States Society, there exists a blatant want of jurisdiction on the part of the Union States Rights Republic, USA, and by its agents, personnel, contractors, and assigns. Maxims and axioms are lawfully, legali in force under national and international law attending to these issues. And this affiant natural being in propria persona juris does not abandon any of my estate rights, does not waive any substantive rights, does not transfer power of attorney to any foreigner and does not consent to any public trial or ministerial hearing in any colorable tribunal venue or involvement with any non-Article 3 unconstitutional jurisdiction. The official oaths and bonds, the obligations and the fiduciary duties of all accusers and proof-bound claimants to national constitution and treaty law and order. The civilization principles fixed in constitution law, still stands. Definition and truth still rules. Non-compliance is a federal law violation and international law offense and trespass. Whereas, there is no question that a bench appearance summons, a detention, an arrest and a ticket or citation, issued by a police officer or by others, against the people, for traveling with no driver's license, foreign driver's license, not having current registration, or mandatory insurance, etc., which carries a fine or jail time, is a penalty or sanction and is indeed converting a right into a crime, thus violating substantive rights. It is reasonable to assume that these Supreme Court judicial decisions are straight and to the point. That there is no lawful method for government to put restrictions or limitations on rights belonging to the people. That the organic United States Republic Constitution, derived from ancient Moabite Moroccan Moorish law, remains the supreme law of the land. And all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States government, and under its flag of peace, pursuant to United States Code, Title 4, Chapter 1. Any law or colorable processes which are repugnant to the Constitution or treaty shall remain forever colorable and are null and void. Marbury v. Madison 5 U.S. 137, 174, 176, 1803. No municipal officer, person, personnel, employee, or contractor shall attempt to violate nor abridge the rights of the natural people or citizens. And all are subject to court acctione and penalty in their personal and or subject capacity to wit. Title 18, Part 1, Chapter 13 241 of United States Codes of Law. No persons shall conspire to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possessione, or district in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured to him by the Constitution or laws of the United States, or because of his having so exercised the same. Or, no persons shall go in disguise on the highway, or on the premises of another, with the intent to prevent or hinder his free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege so secured. Said attempt shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years, or boda, no acts violatione of the law shall be attempted. Title 18, Part 1, Chapter 13-42 of United States Codes of Law. Whoever, under color of any law, statute, ordinance, regulatione, or custom, will fully subjectis any being in any state, territory, commonwealth, possessione, or district to the deprivatione of any rights, privileges, or immunities secured or protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States, or to differ and punishments, pains, or penalties, on account of such person being an alien, or by reason of his color, or race, that are prescribed for the citizens, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 1 year, or boda. And if bodily injury results from the acts committed in violation of the section, or if such acts include the use, attempted use, or threatened use of a dangerous weapon, explosives, or fire, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years or for life, or boda, or may be sentenced to death. Therefore, in preservation of the rights of indigenous peoples and the preservation of the rights of the people, in accord and defense of the Constitution for the United States at North America and her government being the supreme law of the land, and primal to the contractual liabilities, affirmations, bound to obligations, and fiduciary duties of the officers of the courts federal, state, city, and municipal, etc. I hereby activate and command the enforcement of the de jure laws of the United States, and all treaties made under the authority of the United States, in accord with Article 6 of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of the Rights of the Child, the rights of indigenous peoples, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the United Nations Charter, Article 55, c. the United States Supreme Court Acts of State, the Foreign Sovereignty Immunities Act 28 U.S.C. 1601. Et sequa, the Convention on International Road Traffic Day 19, September 1949, the World Court Decisions, The Hague, Netherlands, Day 21. January 1958 A.D equals 1378 MC and Executive Order 13107 United States Republic, North America, the implementation of human rights treaties. The National Constitution for the Continental United States, Article 3, Section 2, Amendment v. Liberty Clause. Amendment 9, etc. I hereby command and state a dismissal of any and all unconstitutional sanctions, claims, or either warrants or charges made or issued, which are devoid of true identity personages. No denial of due process, of a trial by a jury of my own national peers or absent of a verified and lawful indictment, sanctioned by an assembled grande jury shall occur nunc pro tunc. And I hereby avail all lawful constitutional secured safeguards, established by the supreme law with documented proper jurisdiction and venue affirmed and in place by my own hand in my own Article 3 Al Moroccan Empire State of Morocco Court. Wherefore all parties of interest are authorized by this writ, pursuant to national and international law to honor all substantive rights and constitutional immunities exercised for, and to all original indigenous free and sovereignty al Moroccan Moors. All officials are to enlist all available and appropriate measures to ensure and assure that all substantive rights and constitutionally secured rights and immunities are honored. The sovereignty. Natural beings' appellation shall not be arrested nor held for any reason nor circumstances. All are hereby notified that we are the active ministers of the original indigenous de jure sovereignty empire state of Morocco and the de jure Moorish National Republic Federal government at all territories of the organic land. The natural being who has autographed hereon and all Moors are non-obligatory and not taxed where customs, tariffs, taxatione, owner in fee permit deception constructs, and from any other hindrance, encumbrance, or restriction of freedoms, allodial properties, compensations, rights of travel, or freedom of movement on the land. Explicit exercising at all times of the sovereignty rights for me and all Moors and use of all rights exercised without prejudice UCC 1+207, 1+308, UCC 1+103 is noted to all federal, state, city and municipal peace officers, in harmony with Empire State of Morocco laws, is the reservation of all sovereignty rights. No contracts nor agreements shall be entered into knowingly, voluntarily, willingly, nor unintentionally without full disclosure for all parties. Furthermore, all presumed United States Corporation Company contracts are hereby terminated with the United States Corporation Company person and all agents, principals, heirs, assigns and any derivatives thereof. On side or any formerly assumed constructs alleged to be related to me as being misrepresentations and thusly cured forthwith. Let it be known Representi means to depict, to portray, to symbolize and to stand for. Let it be known that the Union States Society Bar Association lawyers, esquires and attorneys of European colonial descent, and foreign corporation, cannot depict, portray or symbolize a free Moor, as they are not of the same nation jurisdiction, customs, or national peers, and cannot sit in judgment of any free Moor, acts of state. Corporations are not indigenous to the land. Moors are original. Union States Society Bar Association lawyers, esquires and attorneys of European colonial descent operate in demo-political format, which is contrary to Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution for the United States. Moors are the sovereignty law and the sovereignty government being in harmony with the Constitution. Moors govern, respect, and aligned with Constitution principles. The unconstitutional tribunals operating under the Union States Society conflicts with, and is repugnant to do procse under Constitution principles, and functions intolerable fraudulent actions. Therefore, no equitable, just trial, or remedy is availed to the natural peoples of the land through such tolerable processes. These violating acts constitute a conflict of interest, a conflict of law, a conflict of identity, and of nationality and international law, and clearly do not lawfully address the federal questions of diversity of citizenship. While establishing that the only proper original sovereignty jurisdiction is the universal original indigenous and natural divine Article 3 Consular Court. Thus, a clear and documented averment of jurisdiction quo warranto is also hereby proclaimed, and advanced to all parties of interest. Only we, Moors, can present ourselves, for we are sovereignly Moors, Moroccans, and original indigenes of the land. Thus, only Moors can present self. I, BYRON CALVIN RODGERS, being a real estate living fleshy blood and breath-giving divine and natural being birthed sanguineous of a natural thinking sovereignly living and divine mother, do solemnly, sincerely, and squarely affirm that the ancient laws contained in this constructive and actual judicial notice and proclamatione, by affirmed affidavit, are truth and law. This law is constructed by sovereignty intention from my knowledge, interjoined to my culture, customs, inner knowing, understanding and ancient beliefs, being actual, factual, and restorative in nature to my ancient traditions and customs, presented are truth, the holy truth, and all that is truth, as with our ancient traditions and customs. I affirm to all. Hibu, love, hakt, truth, salam, peace, hurriyatan, freedom, adl, justice, all rights exercised at all times and all points in time, UCC 1 308, UCC 103. I am BYRON CALVIN RODGERS, natural being in propria persona, sui juris, and sui heredes in solo proprio, original indigenous. Free sovereignty Moor natural being of the land in propria persona, not pro se, nor tolerable, Moors, Moors. The original and indigenous natural peoples and true heirs and inheritors of the land. Since time immemorially and into perpetuity and in honor, I am the divine natural being, Pauline Denise Lawhorn Emmanuel Richie Moore, in capitis diminutio nolo, in propria persona sui juris. Correction. Since time immemorially and into perpetuity and in honor, I am the divine natural being, BYRON CALVIN RODGERS, BYRON CALVIN Price Rogers, BYRON CALVIN RODGERS Bay. In capitis diminutio nolo, in propria persona sui juris, in proprio solo and in proprio heredes, and I do hereby affirm that I am an ascended heir, natural divine being herein appellationed. Standing, living, existing in propria persona, being the primal law of evidence as required and defined by law. Affirmed by lawful, standing right. By birthright and respectively acknowledged being of descendable and ascendable age and competence and being lawfully qualified and competent to execute this document of affidavit. I therefore place my hand, my autography and my seal hereto. Correction. Wherefore, I, BYRON CALVIN RODGERS, I BYRON CALVIN RODGERS Bay, BYRON CALVIN Price Rogers Bay, in capitis diminutio nolo, in propria persona sui juris. In proprio solo and in proprio heredes, being part and parcel named herein, and by birthright, primogeniture, and inheritance. Make a lawful command of affidavit and public notification of nationality proclamatione, appellatione notification command, declaration, affirmation, and application. Herewith published for the public record. All sovereignty originale indigenous ancient in Moorish American autographs affirming this and all sovereignty originale indigenous ancient Empire State ob Morocco and the de jure. Moorish National Republic Federal Government documents are on the public record at America, ancient Morocco, Northwest Maxime, Northwest Africa, the North Gate, Turtle Island. Gaia, Midgardi, Earth. Ego Sumbaran Calvin Rodgers, my sovereignty free national appellation is, BYRON Zahar Bay Justice Vizier Ministar and propria persona sui juris and proprio solo and proprio heredes. All sovereignty original indigenous Moorish American autographs for this and all sovereignty United States of America government documents are on the public record at America. Justices Viziers Ministars and propria persona sui juris and proprio solo and proprio heredes, all sovereignty rights exercised at all times. Empire State of Morocco, Moorish National Republic Federal Government, Moorish American Consulate, Maryland Territory. Ancient Muuri Land Territory Universal Natural Area Code 8 LGD 4 TPJHCKB Latitude Longitude 39.30254005, 76.607918 Kilowam. Islam.